us today is Nini Amerlise. Welcome, Nini. It's such a pleasure having you on my couch today. I'm so excited to talk to you. You and I met about a year ago or 2 years ago.
Roughly 2 years.
About 2 years ago, I met Nini. I was on Facebook and I saw her because I won the 2016 Businesswoman of the Year, and I saw that she won an award, and I looked her up, and I don't know how we connected, but we connected and we got on the phone and we talk, and you're such an amazing soul. So welcome, Nini. Welcome. I can't wait to get into it and to talk to you. And the exciting news that you're going to be sharing with everybody.
Awesome.
And so tell us a little about yourself. Who is Nini?
Well, Nini, I guess in a nutshell, is just a very spontaneous, loving person, adventurous, and just wants to help inspire people on their journey. Going on my own personal beginnings wasn't always the most easiest. There was bumpy roads.
Like always.
Yeah. And, lots of bullying, lots of small-mindedness. But when I got into this industry, that's when I kind of broke out of my shell and said, hey, it's time for a change. It's time to do something new with my life. Being so afraid to interact, the simple conversation would have been a huge issue for me.
Wow.
And to finally say, hey, you're my sister, and I shouldn't be afraid to speak and just be myself and be open.
Yes, but Nini is telling us this, but Nini is a model. So we want to talk about you being a model. When did this come about? When did you realize? Because as you can see, I mean, come on. Not even Naomi Campbell have anything on this lady right here. So I'm telling you, absolutely gorgeous. You should see her makeup. It's flawless. Her brows are done properly because guys know that I'm all about the brows. So tell us, Nini, when did you realize that fashion was for you, that you wanted to do this?
I would say in 2015 was when I said, okay, I want to put this full force. 2014 was my bare beginnings, but 2015 was when I put all of my efforts, full throttle, went to all the castings, developed my walk through a lot of volunteer shows.
Just 2015. So what about growing up as a little girl? What did you want to be? Nobody saw this?
No.
Nobody ever tell you that, Nini, you have the physique, you have the look, you have that model thing. Nobody said anything.
I've always had an interest for the arts. Creativity was my go-to.
Okay.
I started with painting and drawing. I wanted to be a ballerina, and I feel like there's a similar element.
Yes, it is.
The statuesque and the poise, and
the poise.
That's what comes.
Because I'm trying to sit like you, see?
You're a queen. You already have everything going for you.
Thank you.
Most welcome.
So 2015 was when you stepped into this. I mean, what made you, what was the driving force behind that?
So the driving force was when I had my connection with God. And God is actually what shifted the trajectory for how I saw myself. Because remember I was saying, as a kid, very insecure, afraid to talk to people.
Where did that insecurity come from?
Bullying. A lot of bullying when I was, from kindergarten up until the age of 21 years old. And
so what were they saying? What?
You're so black, so dark,
oh my gosh.
your nose is too broad.
Wow.
They also found out that I was mixed race, but they didn't believe that I was mixed race.
So what's a mixed race?
So my dad's side, I'm Ghanaian, my mom was born in Jamaica, but her parents is Cuban and Chinese.
So, like a lot of us.
Exactly.
Like a lot of us Jamaicans.
So when I even speak about it, they're just like, no, you're not that. You're too black to be that. You have too much acne on your face. You look like a man.
And how old were you at the time?
I was 8. I was roughly 8 to 12. And those were the harsh words they would tell me. When I got to high school, now they're telling me I'm too extra, too much. Why are you dressing like that? Your mom let you out of the house. And I'm just crying all the time. I battled with a lot of suicide, scares, severe anxiety.
It got to that point.
Yes, severe anxiety. I could not go into the front of my class and speak any presentations. I was so afraid. I wasn't able to articulate anything. My mind was so consumed by
the words of what they said. Oh my gosh. And you took that in. You see, that's why words are so powerful. Because when people tell you that, you start to believe in it yourself. But you know what? I'm going to take a break and we're going to come right back with our conversation. welcome back. Welcome back to my conversation with Nini Amerlise. And you were talking about, those words from the kids speaking to you and how it has an impact on how you saw yourself.
Yeah.
And so what happened when you finally realized that, you know what, I am beautiful, I am gorgeous, and I'm going to own that, and I'm going to take it? Like, at what point did you realize that?
So there's a series of events that had happened. I had gotten raped following to that, and following the rape, that's when I noticed that I was at my lowest point. I actually had...
How old were you at this time?
21 years old.
You got raped?
Yes.
By someone you know?
Not quite. It was from an event. Yes. And they actually wanted to take me out to dinner, and from there, I got impregnated. And I had a baby. I actually aborted the child because of how my mental state was.
So you got pregnant from the rape?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
You see, this is why this show is important, because we don't get to hear how people get to where they are. We don't get to hear the stories. We don't get to hear what the pain that people go through in order to walk in your purpose. In your purpose.
But it's the resilience that you attain at.
Yes, that's what it is.
Yes.
So what happened? You gotta tell people that are listening, because I'm sure there are some young girls out there that are aspiring to be a model who sees you as someone that they want to be like, and they're probably going through the same situation. So at what point did you get up and grab that life back?
So literally that day when I found out that I was pregnant, I started to speak into the atmosphere, like, God, are you real? Because I was an atheist growing up. I never believed in any God. I went to a Catholic school.
Your mom is Jamaican?
She read her Bible, but I wasn't interested.
She didn't send you to church or Sunday school?
No, it was a different house. It was a different house.
Here in Canada?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But she tried her best to send me to a Catholic school to, see if that can integrate.
Yeah.
But it didn't work. I was just thinking, like, I was my own person. I'm here on this earth by myself. But I knew that there was something more. But when that happened, I was like, God, do you exist? I don't understand.
You're questioning him.
I'm going to own this.
Yes.
And then I went on my knees in the washroom because, mind you, while I got raped, I actually contracted 2 STDs.
Okay.
And those 2 STDs was driving me insane because it was yellow discharge, it was itching me, and I'm like, I'm not used to this. I'm used to just being clear and happy and I'm feeling at least complete in my body.
Right.
Now I feel like a portion of me is taken away.
It's taken away.
So that's when I asked God, and he actually presented himself. I felt his influence,
presence
in the atmosphere, like hug me and embrace. And from there, my sister invited me to a church retreat. They spoke about Jesus Christ. And I was very hesitant at first, but for the first time I heard the word. And they said, Jesus died, took all of the sins that the world has done so that we can have freedom to connect to our Father.
Wow.
So when I thought about the process, I'm like, you know what? I don't want to live in all this shame, this rape, this hurt, these pains.
Because it's not you.
If I can have an actual daddy, my dad died when I was 12 years old. 12, 13 years old.
Right.
13 years old. So I never had a tangible father.
Right.
If he can be my father, let me just go forward with that. And I chose to receive Jesus as my Lord and Savior. And from that day on, my life has completely changed.
Wow. 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 Daddy Jesus.
Everything started to fall into place. In the word it actually says you get the Holy Spirit now becomes, the guiding spirit and that leads you on this journey.
Yeah.
So every day he would teach me, okay, read this in the word. I was new to it. He showed me you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and marvelous are your works. And I'm like, what does that mean? Like, God, what does that mean? And he says, because he's crafted me for greatness. He's crafted me for purpose. I'm beautiful. That's what he showed me in a revelation. Because when you think about the Bible, it's not just by what you read.
No, it's not. It's
not
a novel. It's not a novel.
It's what is revealed to you.
Yes.
You learn by letting the Spirit guide
Yes.
you, and
Yes.
then you read and you're like, oh, okay, so it's not just a
Yes, and you
textbook.
go back to that part, and it's like, every time you go, you get you get an moment every time. That's the power of the Bible. That's because he doesn't want the devil to know, because the devil doesn't know the different things. So
Right.
it's a different part of the Bible, different books
so
of the Bible.
weird.
Yes.
And
yes.
what's exciting is that, after that point, I remember him telling me to get rid of my toxic relationship that I was in.
Right.
Because I was letting my boyfriend know, that at the time, my ex-boyfriend know that, this had happened to me. He's like, yeah, you have to get rid of that child ASAP. And by that response, I knew he was not genuine.
Because nobody responded like that. So was he there when you were going through the abortion and the... No? So who was there by your side?
My mom.
Your mom.
My mom.
Mommy is always there.
But it was a traumatic experience to get rid of abort the child.
Right.
It's not just the physical.
Yes.
It's a spiritual.
Yes.
You can literally feel something being ripped and torn away from you. For months, I was actually crying and mourning for that child. But God gave me the comfort saying, my baby's now in heaven.
Yeah.
Even before I received Jesus, an angel appeared to me when I found out the details about the pregnancy. An angel and a baby appeared to me, and it was a baby boy. And then the baby boy and the angel disappeared. And then that's when the nurse came into the room to tell me the results. And I was like, there's something more about this world I need to know about.
Yes.
And that's when I realized there's a bigger force, God, Jesus.
Wow. We are going to take a break again, and we're going to come right back. Nini, conversation with us. It's just so inspiring. It's so juicy. Welcome back to my conversation with Nini. Oh my goodness. I was telling her she didn't prepare me for all of this. She didn't prepare me for all of this, and this is what I talk about with build, launch, and profit. Building. Okay, we build. We get to a point where we have to tell others about our story, that we can inspire other people out there. That's inspiration. So thank you, Nini, for being so open.
Thank you.
For being so open to us. I truly appreciate that. So you went through the pregnancy, you did all of those things, you found God. You found God, right? And this is what I love too, when people get open to talk about God, because you have some people that don't want to even call his name. And I'm like, how can you exist and not
It's true.
know the word? So you really touch me. You really touch me. This is my 5th show, but I think it's gonna get real. It's gonna get real. So you went through all of those things. So when did modeling become the thing now? When did you get to that bold point now where you take a hold of your life? I want to hear that. Don't you want to hear that? You want to hear when she get, because I went downstairs and I met her and she just come up to me bold. Nini's always a bold person. So I want to hear that. I'm sure you guys want to hear that too.
So basically, that turnaround point was definitely after I went to the retreat and they spoke about Jesus Christ. That emboldened me, because now the Holy Spirit was able to show me a revelation of who I was. I don't think I had mentioned earlier, but I had an issue looking at myself in the mirror. My reflection, I despised it. All I would see is this monster, what people crafted.
Yes, it's in your mind. It's a mind thing.
Yes, and like you're saying, words have power. So I would meditate on that thought, and that's what I would speak to myself, and that's what would be in the mirror.
Yes, and because everything we want to know, we just have to look in the mirror, look at ourselves.
And that's what my heart believed.
Yes.
So because of that, I also contorted how my perception was. It wasn't only the bullies. It was how I perceived myself.
Yes.
And that switch was when I started to read the Word. The Word now renewed how I thought, how I saw. My actions became more bolder.
Yes.
How I saw myself in the mirror, I'm like, wait, whoa,
Who is this person? Yes.
I'm like looking at my nose, I'm like, my nose is not like
beautiful.
ugly.
Yes.
I'm touching my face. For the first time, it was, I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah.
It was a switch.
Yes.
And I could feel.
Because something something was revealed for you to see the
Yes.
revelation.
Yes.
You see you were so down, and God just tear off everything.
Oh, the
It just
master
ripped off, and then you look at yourself now, because the truth now has been revealed.
Until this moment, I can look back and see.
Yes.
I can remember that moment. I'm like, God,
Wow.
you actually made me beautiful.
Yes.
And I was looking more at the heart, and then it began to
Yes.
transform
Outside.
external.
Yes.
And now he led me to like do photo shoots. Okay, collaborate with this person.
So
collaborate
how
with
did
this person.
I want to know how you got to the photo shoot part? Like,
Okay.
how did you
Yes.
get to the?
Yes.
Because how did you get to the modeling part?
Yes. Okay.
To,
So before I decided to follow Jesus, I seen a casting call online in 2014 looking for the face of African Fashion Week.
wow. Of African fashion.
Of
Week.
African Fashion Week.
Ooh,
And it was
okay.
in their first year. And I'm like, African? They do casting calls here in
Yeah,
Canada?
but you have a little bit of African in you.
Yes, yes, on my dark side.
Yes.
But they were looking for all spectrums of black women
Right.
and black men as well. So, but that competition was for girls in particular
Right,
at the
right.
time. Now it's, I don't know what's,
Wow.
It could be a different thing for 2020.
Right.
But that being said, I saw the casting call, applied. I was hesitant. I was afraid. I was petrified. I'm like, no, I don't think they're going to even select me. Because remember, the mind wasn't recalibrated
No,
yet.
right.
But at the time, I'm just like, they're not going to choose me. They're not going to choose me. I took one of my pictures that my friend did for a photo shoot with a hair company, their startup hair company called Haria. Kudos to you guys. You guys were amazing. You were the start of the beginning.
Yes. What's it called?
Haria.
Haria.
It's so brilliant. The photos were just super cool. I had like this long ponytail going on, and then I submitted those photos, and I was speechless when I got a response back from one of the coordinators from the program saying, "We'd love for you to come and compete."
Awesome.
Trained, practiced the walk in my mom's house, the hardwood floor. My mom yelled at me saying, "Why are you scratching up my floor?"
Jamaican mother. Jamaican mother.
And like she's yelling at me, she's like, let's do your thing, let's do your thing. And I'm like, all right, fine. Thank you, Mom. And I appreciate it. She came with me to the competition. She was my encouragement. I actually did not bring any clothing articles. That actually put me back a little bit because you need to have a presentation when you're doing the
Right.
competition. There's 4 sectors to the competition. There's the speaking, why you're here, why you're actually competing, your personal style, bathing suit competition, and as well as another section that I can't recall right now. But all 4 of them, I did not do well in. I'm going to be very frank because I was so insecure and shy. I did not place in top 5 at all. But what's crazy is that a man came up to me after that point, or after the show, and I was just kind of defeated and feeling like, what's wrong with me? Why didn't I even get top 5? Man said, "You're walking too stiff. You need to
Let
bring
loose.
out your you. You have more inside of you that people need to see." And that's what my switch was.
Oh.
That's my switch. And then the whole journey into 2015, connecting with God. From there, he opened a television opportunity 2 weeks after.
Awesome.
Right after that, another casting call, another thing, booking after booking. They may not have been paid in the first year, but the following year, payments start to come. The following year, magazine covers
Wow.
came. Following year after that, now I'm doing motivational speaking, author, all sorts of stuff.
We are going to be talking about all of those things that you are now doing, and what just happened last week. We're going to be talking about all of that. And Nini also has an organization called We're Royals. We will get into that as soon as we get back. We're just going to take a short break and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Okay, so you did all your how the gentleman tell you that you're walking too stiff and all of those things, and then all the doors open up when you see when we can take constructive criticism,
Yes.
because you might think, oh yeah, I was walking on my mom's floor, I'm very good, I can do it, but somebody saw that, corrected you, and put you on your journey.
It's true.
So now some of the things that you have traveled, like you were just in Africa.
I just got back from South Africa. That was a mind-blowing experience. I've always wanted to go to Africa for the
Awesome.
longest time. And knowing that, my dad is from Ghana. Like,
did you get to meet any of your relatives?
No, I didn't get to go to Ghana.
Oh, you did.
I went to South Africa, but South Africa was just as amazing. I haven't gone to the other parts of Africa, but I can only imagine how beautiful it is. But South Africa is gorgeous. The mountains. I was able to climb.
I saw that. I saw the pictures.
The biggest mountains, the beaches, the way the placement of the stones are on the beach, like mind blowing. I remember even ziplining for this TV show that I got booked for as a presenter called Travel Africa TV. It was really just mind blowing to be a travel adventurer presenter and then to zipline to the top.
This is the person that people told her she was nobody. This is the person that people tell her. You see how important it is not to listen to the outside voice? The voice, the noise outside is so disruptive to who we are.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is that when you know who you are and whose you are, it's one of the most comforting things. You know what's so funny? I was thinking about myself the other day, and where did I get this confidence? Because I'm always a confident person. I never grew up feeling as if anybody was better than me. Honestly, I always feel like I'm one of the most beautiful women in the world. I never felt. My sisters call me June Fidence. Can you imagine? June Fidence. They say it's not confidence, it's June Fidence. Because, and you know where that came from? As a little girl, my grandfather, I used to play jacks. You remember the game jacks?
Yes.
And I used to backhand, and every time you put a lot of, get them all in your hand, you get counted for that, you're not eliminated from the game.
Okay.
And I would go up to 200, 300. Wow. But my grandfather would sit there and he would say, wow, she's so good. And everybody that came to the house, this is my grandfather. Wow. That we used to go and visit in the summertime and Christmas time and stuff. So he wasn't living with us. But every time someone would come and try and play the game of jacks with me, he would always say, nobody can win June. Wow. Nobody can win June. Nobody's better than June. And I think when you say those words to your children or to anybody, that they're good and they're better. Yeah. So you're not comparing them to really but you're just saying, I see something in this person and this person is good.
Yes.
I had people in school, because I used to do track and field, and girls would say, oh, your calves are so tough, and I had one girl say my face looked like goat. I wish I had a goat face right now.
What?
Because my face was skinny.
What?
Yeah, she said my face looked like goat because I was so skinny. I did tracks.
Okay.
But a lot of women now are going to the gym. They want to have nice calves.
Yeah, exactly.
They want to have cheek bones. I had all of those things, but not right now.
Oh no,
you know. But that's the thing, Nini, is when you get a hold of yourself. And the confidence come in. Nobody can. I bet you nobody can ever take you back to that point.
No,
they can't. Because Nini, you have to share what just happened last week.
Yeah, honestly, it was mind blowing. I was crying.
I know. I saw your video crying.
I was crying the entire time when I was announced best black Canadian model.
People's Choice.
2019.
Yes.
People's Choice.
Yes.
By blacks.
Yes. I love that. I love that day. I love by blacks. I love what they represent, and I love the fact that they have this this award, this platform for people that are doing great out there in the industry, because it brings recognition to them. So I was when I saw it, I'm like, yes. And then you're the one actually who informed me.
Oh, really?
Because she was so excited. So congratulations on your win for 2019 People's Choice Awards by Blacks. BYBLACKS, amazing media company. They're actually doing
superb,
amazing. So talk to us a little about your organization that you have going on.
Okay, so We Are Royals is basically about self-esteem development and confidence boosting. It's an NGO where I'm here to give back, use my abilities, because I do modeling, but I have so many different artistic abilities that I want to help mentor and I guess shadow young youth and young adults to tap into their fullness of their potential and their greatness. And at the end of the day, until somebody can recognize their self-worth, until they can recognize who they are as an individual and what they've been called to be, they won't be able to tap into
the greatness
they are called to be on this earth.
Yes.
there's so much in store. Even I still have so much more to tap into that I don't know about myself. I feel like we're always growing and developing.
Because it's not just modeling. Modeling is a way to get you out there.
Yes.
It's just a way to put you in
Yes.
front. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. It's like when I say to people, you know, just a little bit off topic, when women are saying, you know, I can't find a relationship, there's no men out there. There are great men in prison. Take the time to go there and read a book for them, or, you know, or encourage them or something. No, honestly, because that is sometimes, you know, sometimes we have to step outside of who we are. And I think that's what God does, is that he brings us, you know, he has something great for us, but he put us out there into uncomfortable. That's what I'm talking about. So ladies, I'm not saying you should go to prison. I'm just saying, you know, sometimes we have a conversation. I'm just saying that you just never know, because you know, somebody might say, you know, I was incarcerated for 5 years. They might be incarcerated because of a violation of a traffic ticket. You know, I'm not, please excuse me, not really into prison. I don't want anybody to come back on my show saying that. But I mean, you know, don't just judge people for their situation or circumstances. So I'm happy that you have this organization. So where do you see that? Like, do you have that online? Is it a group of people that you're meeting with? And how often do you meet with those people? Are they young people? What are their age group?
So it's young youth. So it can be anywhere from 10, 8.
I think you should go to 8, to where you were.
Exactly. And up until late young adults. There's not a definitive.
You know, you have some older women who don't even know themselves.
That's what I'm saying. Young adults.
I'm talking like 50s.
That's young adult to me. I think that's a young adult. Honestly, you are as young as you feel. People say that I come off like 30 plus, and I'm only 26. So it's tapping and allowing these age groups to explore. I want them to be free. This is their creative platform. I'm also doing an online, you know, interactive through social media, so that they can upload videos, share with us.
You see the passion in this woman? This is somebody who didn't want to stand in front of the mirror, didn't want to speak to anybody. You see this? You see growth? You see when you take control of who you are?
It's a process.
It's a process, but when you get there, ain't nobody can tell you nothing. Ain't nobody can tell you nothing. So when we get to the end of our show, we'll talk, open up for you to tell people how they can get into your program that you start. You listen to it? Royals. That's what she called. She called every time Nini speaks, she talk about royals. We are royals. We are all royals.
Queen?
She said she called me the name Queen. Yeah. So we'll talk a little bit about your organization, but I want to talk to you about something that happened this week about the cancellation of the Toronto Fashion Week.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sad.
I saw that and I'm like, what?
Thank you. Honestly, when I heard, because initially I had a few designers that have already pre-booked me to do the show, and I was very pumped up for it. I actually put aside dates to say, okay, I'm going to be there and just, you know, do some great stuff. And then you hear this cancellation's going on, and I know it's due to lack of sponsors wanting to come on board and not cooperation. It needs a good team. Like many team members, I heard from stories in the past that some people pulled out due to selfish intentions, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But at the end of the day, we need a committee of people that want to do fashion, that is welcoming.
Dedicated to it.
Yes, welcoming to also bringing different niche markets into Canada. You can have different designers.
But my question is, why is everything so hard to accomplish in Canada? Why is it everything? We have artists that are, you know, that are Canadians that are killing it in the US and the UK. You know, we have Steph London, who's Jamaican. She's in England too, and she's dominating it. We have so many other people. Why is it that it's so difficult here? Because I know for me, with my cosmetics, that should have been on everybody's shelf. You know, for women of color. And the thing about it is that you sit with these people, or you walk into these establishments, and I might have a T-shirt with Tash Cosmetics on it, and they want to know what it is, and you tell them, and the first thing is, oh, why isn't your product in our stores? But you still can't get in.
Yeah.
So my thing is, why is it so difficult? I mean, a thing as Toronto Fashion Show, like Toronto Fashion Week, that should have been a Staples.
And that's why I'm thinking, like, it's a diverse country. Very, very diverse.
Very, very diverse.
But I feel like we are limiting ourselves in the means of expression. Like, the artistic expression is almost non-existent here. Even when it comes to musicians, Drake left a long time ago.
Long time ago.
Celine Dion, Justin
time
Bieber,
ago.
they all fled out.
Long time ago.
I'm even planning to just leave too.
Oh, don't leave. Oh, you're not going to do that?
But I leave and come back. That's a difference.
No, don't leave the nest. No, you come back to the fair, Mama. Don't leave the nest.
No, for sure. But I've noticed that all the creatives have to go out and explore and then come back. My intention is to go out and pull resources so that the growth can take place. It needs those creative individuals that is not afraid of change and afraid of lively color. Like, when I say color, just different thoughts, imagination.
You know what I think the problem is? I'll tell you what I think the problem
Okay.
is. The problem is diversity and inclusion.
But there is diversity.
Diversity and inclusion. We want to see the same thing when you look at the fashion show and Fashion Week in the US. It's diverse.
I know.
It's
100%.
dynamic. You look at Fashion Week here in Canada, you
It's
don't
one look.
see the same thing.
Yes.
And that's why I said diversity and inclusion. And until we can stop limiting people to their true potential, we will not get to the level of where we want to be. We have to have inclusion.
100%.
We look at the Fashion Week in the UK, it's the same thing. Fashion Week in Dubai.
Yes.
I saw the Dubai Fashion Week and I'm like, I want to be there. Everybody was represented. I went to a beauty show here, and I'll talk a lot more about it. I'll talk more about it next week, because our next show, I'll be talking about my brand and what we represent. But I attended a show, an award show, and I left feeling awful because we weren't represented.
Wow.
And when I said we, I'm talking about people of color. People of color, it's not just black people, right? So until we can have that, Nini, I don't think we can really push to our true potential of having Fashion Week being a staples in Canada, no matter the names they change. Because I look at it and I saw all the name changes that they went through. Someone says change location, change the name, change the game. Still not gonna work. Inclusion is key.
It's true. And I know that one designer in particular is doing a movement. I'm not too sure if you're familiar with Leslie Hampton, but she includes everybody from all walks of life, and she books me on most occasions for the showcases, and I respect her for doing
I saw
that.
Leslie at Malaya's fashion show, and she does full-size clothing.
Yes.
So you have
She represents that.
she represents it, but she's also up and coming.
Yes.
Like, she hasn't been doing it for forever.
No.
Right? Because when I went to Malaya's thing, I think she just started. She had just started. So yeah, once we have those people that are coming on and and showing diversity, then I think we can do it. We truly can do it. Who's your favorite designer?
My favorite designer is Chanel.
Chanel?
Chanel vibes.
I see it.
Chanel vibes. Okay?
I
It's not
see it.
Chanel, but it's a Chanel vibe.
I see it. Well, you don't tell people it's a Chanel vibe, but I see it. I see it. Oh my gosh, Nina, it's so incredible. So where do you see Nina now in the next 5 years? We're going to take a break and we will be right back. Welcome back. Nini Amerlise. Oh my God. This conversation today is really heartwarming, and it kind of opened me up to something else. I think we gotta sit back on this couch and talk a little bit more, because I think you have so much to share, and probably take it outside of just the fashion and kind of go in depth a little bit more. So where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you see the Nini brand, the Amerlise?
For 5 years from now, I definitely see myself expounding as a fashion designer as well. I love fashion. Fashion has been a part of my family since I was a kid. I remember you had asked me earlier, didn't people tell me that I would be a model? My mom would actually say that I constantly would dress up in her clothes. And I would
Because you know what I know? This is the truth that I know. I believe that everything that we are to be, it's in us from we were born. You can see it. Okay, you can see it. I'm the same as you. I used to love to dress up. I used to love to change people. I love to tell people, you know, if you just put your hair this way, or if you just wear this lipstick, because I'm not surprised that I'm in the beauty industry. Like you said, being in the industry doesn't limit you just to one thing. It's an entrance, and then when you get through that gate, the whole world open up. You can choose to do whatever you want to do. Okay, it's up to you now. Once you get in, it's up to you now to make your choice and to flourish, to choose, you know, to do whatever you want to do, right? So I think for me, even with fashion, I love fashion. I mean, I'm a full-figured woman. I don't see a lot of stuff out there that you see me wearing to awards and stuff. I designed them myself.
Awesome.
Because I have a look a way that I want to look. And so if I go to the store, I don't see it. It's not on the rack.
Right.
Okay? So because I know what I want to wear, I know how I want to look, and so I design it myself.
I love that.
So beauty, fashion, and design is all, it's all under one umbrella. And at the same time, I love the fact about beauty and fashion because what it does also is to show other people, especially younger people, that your beauty is actually within.
100%.
Okay? Makeup is what you apply. The clothes is what you design, but who you are is the same as what Nini spoke of, is that door open where you just flourish, where it's you that comes out. It has always been there, but other people spoke that negativity into you that make you look in the mirror and you believe it. But once you realize that, you know what, this is not me. This is not me. Everything come out, the gorgeous face, the cheekbones, the structure, everything comes out. So that's what it is. So it's a platform. So I love how you're using your royals. I love how you're using it because that can inspire so many people. And I know for sure that your words that you spoke here today on this couch, I know it's going to inspire other people.
That's all.
I know it's going to inspire them.
If I can even just inspire one person, I feel like that is powerful.
You did your job.
Yes.
You did your job.
Yes. And that's all I want to do is give back.
Wow.
Even when I was young and I experienced homelessness with my family, I didn't know I was homeless. Like our apartment burned down when I was 7 years old, our complex. My mom didn't have enough money to get a new place. We called around to see if anybody can like help us. This woman took us in and we were like sleeping on the living room floor and an empty room, and we didn't have like a mattress or anything like that. But I was enjoying my time with my family. I didn't see it as anything like strange, like, oh, I'm homeless? No. I discovered that later on in life. But in that moment, I was like, I'm with my family. I'm okay.
That's all that matters.
So now I have this huge impression to just, every time I see a homeless person, it's hard for me to walk by without dropping something, whether if they're fake or not.
You don't know that. You can't judge.
You can't.
You can't judge.
And I just say, hey, even if I don't have a lot, here. I love to even get meals and distribute. Like, I remember my sister saw me one time and I started to cry because like I have this huge discernment. I'm not too sure if you know. Like discernment means like you know, the sensing, sensing of energy or sensing. You know if this is a So I discerned that this man on the ground was going through some trauma and pain. So I literally started to cry. And I felt his trauma.
The energy.
Yeah, I felt it, and I didn't know why I was crying, but I just wanted to help him. And my sister's like, just keep it moving. So that's why even We Are Royals has a sector where we go out and do outreach with the youth and young adults. To give back. Yes. There's going to be different trips with the Royals. As sponsorship comes on board, it's going to be an expansion. Yes. I want to do this worldwide, not just Toronto. All over.
Because there's people all over that need to be inspired. Yes, they do.
So,
wow, this is awesome, Nini. This is awesome. I'm so thankful I get to talk to you today. So I want you to share with our viewers. I want you to tell them where they can reach you, give them all your platform, tell them what you're doing, and I'm telling you, I'm going to have Nini back because she has so much to share.
So people can follow the We Are Royals platform. Well, Royals, you can actually follow on the We Are Royals platform at www.weareroyals.org, Instagram at weareroyals.inc, as well as Twitter, same thing, weareroyals_inc, and my platform, www.niniamerlise.com, Instagram, Nini and INI_for you, as well as Facebook, Nini Amerlise. And if those don't work, just Google me.
Well, you know what? Nini's also on our website because all our guests are on our website. So if you go to blptvshow.com, she's our featured guest. So go on a feature and you will see that she's there and you can get all her information and follow her. Thank you, Nini. Thank you so much for joining me on my couch today. And I do look forward to having you back. Thank you guys for watching. Such an inspiration. Nini actually did something for my soul today. So thank you guys for watching. We will see you again next week, same time, same place.